Welcome to Raising Innovators. Small children are fascinated by sounds, especially coming from a beautiful voice, and an expert in music and early childhood education. Today, I have a special treat for all of you listeners of Raising Innovators. I have Miss Mariangel Cestari, an opera singer, professional musician, and early childhood education that is going to help us understand the importance of introducing music early on in early childhood education. Hello, Miss Mariangel. How are you? Oh my God. I met this wonderful lady over 15 years ago.
Yes.
You want to tell them how we met?
Oh, yes. I was looking for a job. That was my first teaching job as an early childhood teacher. And I got into your school and you were there and we clicked like right away.
Well, I had her on the spot, of course. Everything she said, but what really impressed me, it was your dedication. And your devotion. She was in the infant room for many years. Yeah. And I remember stepping into the infant room just to hear her beautiful voice, just like sing to the babies. Oh my God, what a treat.
Exactly.
I bet if we do a study on those babies that were with you, they probably have more developed, right?
Exactly.
But let's talk first about you. You have such a fascinating journey. Did you always know that you were a musician?
Always. Since I was a little kid. That was the only thing I knew. The other things, I really was very confused, like a normal kid, but music has always been a part of me.
When did you know that you had like an extraordinary voice?
It's something that I was amazed by, like old movies, classical movies like Barbra Streisand and Judy Garland. And I was always like very into how do they sing like that? I want to learn it, but I didn't have the possibilities in my country to do it. And then I started to, dreaming about coming here to United States and study music and voice.
So you originally left your country.
Yes.
You fled communism.
I fled communism.
With one goal in mind.
Yes,
that was to become a musician. But correct. What happened along the way?
Well, God wants you want one thing, but God leads you to other places. But it brought me so much joy, the path that I chose, even though it was not the first that I got in my mind. So I came here, but then the music didn't happen right away. I had to start with early childhood first. And then I started looking for a place to learn music and how to sing and have a good technique.
So did your parents tell you, you can go study music in the university?
They didn't want me to study music.
What a stigma, right? Like some of our children or when we are so profoundly impacted by something and then our parents, and we have this passion and then our parents tell us like, oh no, you cannot study that.
Correct.
So you didn't have any formal music education when you were little?
No, because I comes from a musician family. Oh. So from my dad's side, they all sing and play music, and my house was always surrounded by music, and I think it was my major influence. But I didn't know how to sing properly. That's
wow. So you started in early childhood.
Yes.
And then you decided, no, I'm going to pursue my passion for music. Yes. So how was that journey? Was it easy?
That was not an easy journey, especially when you don't speak the language. When I got here, I only spoke Spanish. I had to study English. And I didn't know anybody. I was by myself. My parents were in Venezuela. So I was always asking God to help me, and he always made the way for me to close to music.
Well, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, well, while you were when our path crossed, I was very inspired by you. Like every time I saw you, like just like conquer like a little milestone in music,
Yeah.
because I always knew you love music. I was like, wow, she's doing it. She's doing it.
You always supported me.
I
Always.
love and I admire so much the perseverance
Yes,
in
yeah.
you,
Yeah.
to do what you love.
Yeah, not to give up. I
And not to
never
give
wanted to
up.
give up. Yes.
So you ended up in the Opera of Orlando,
Yes.
as one of the main singers.
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Miss Marnie. Thank you.
How did you get there? And how did
it's like you say, like perseverance, discipline. I have, to study very hard, improve myself, and audition and audition and audition until I was ready. And when I was ready musically and with a good technique, I got chosen to work with Opera Orlando.
Wow.
So that was a dream come true. I never thought I was going to be able to make it.
And in opera, you need like theater, so you need a lot of other things.
You need so many details.
So many skills that come into play.
Yes, you have to be good at languages. We sing in German, in French, Italian, sometimes Russian. We have to project our voices with a microphone. We have to know how to act and move around the stage with, singing and acting at the same time, and like be careful that we don't, hurt our voices, and that people can listen to us in the whole theater. It's
Wow, what a skill set. And something that you like acquired, a skills that you acquire later on in your life.
Yes.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
But let's talk about early childhood. What is the benefit when somebody starts early on in music?
Wow, so many benefits about music. I think it would be a mistake not to get children around music. It develops so many things for the future, even though if the child, in the future decides not to be a musician, there's the skills that he will develop while learning an instrument will help him in the future for anything, for any career.
Well, let's decode that. What type of skills do you think a child learns from practicing an instrument?
For example, the main thing is the use of both sides of the brain. For example, if you play the piano, you have to learn your right hand and your left hand, and you have to use both sides. And that is a very difficult skill. Sometimes it's easier to use the right hand, and it's more difficult to do the left. While they're in that learning process, they get cognitive skills to memorize better, to math, because music is math. And they develop skills to be creative. The languages, they develop the ear. And also social skills. So many things.
But it must be very challenging to teach young kids.
It's very challenging.
So, so now that you become a teacher of a younger generation, what are the main challenges?
The children each one of them are so different from one another. And I think my challenge is to know them. What do they like? How do they feel? Because not all the time they go to class and they feel the same. They might be tired. They might not want to do the lesson. And it's up to me to bring that passion out of them, even if they don't want to.
How do you do that? How do you bring the passion out of them?
I think I put myself in the same level as them. Like if I have a 4-year-old, I bring myself as a 4-year-old. I play with them. I talk to them like they are in the same level as me. I become their friend. I think that's one of the things that have worked really well.
Well, now that I'm thinking through this, I must have been a very challenging student for my music teachers because I'll share this with you.
Yes.
I was a musician for 17 years, okay, by force. Because I didn't like it. So I remember that my mother signed me up for piano when I was 4. And the only reason that I stayed in piano is because I was part of an audition and 100 kids participated and everyone won a medal except me. So my mom was crying.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't like music. And I said, okay, I'm going to make my mom happy and I'm going to learn music. But now, I mean, that the day that I got out of my house, I never played again. But to your point,
yes,
what music has taught me, I didn't learn it in school. I learned how to be focused. My husband always complains that, oh my God, you don't like when you're concentrated, you don't hear anything.
Yes, you have to concentrate.
So that's a lot of cognitive skills. Yes. So I did get a lot of side benefits from doing music.
Exactly.
And just immersing myself in an activity for 3, 4, and imagine not even liking it because I play the piano.
Yes.
I'm being forced to play the piano for an hour every day.
Because, and look at you.
Well, I mean,
what you have accomplished.
But I think that discipline, maybe
that's what music is, discipline.
So to the parents that are there, some of them might be with sports, right? That brings some sort of discipline. Yeah. Music brings, but the benefits of being committed to something, to an art, brings that creative. I think what is emotionally one of the benefits of playing music. How do you bring that emotion through you in music?
Wow, that's a very challenging question. I think, well, for example, the voice is inside of us, the singer, and we have to deal with the environment, or if we are sad or if we are happy, so many emotions, but on top of that, we have to deal with our problems and everything that life brings you every day. In spite of that, we have to deliver for the public and express our singing and to make people feel something through our singing.
Wow.
And that's a very spiritual thing because you have to be constantly checking yourself. Like if I'm sad, well, I have to go. The show must go on. It doesn't matter. But it's very challenging for.
So that's another, like you said, an amazing advantage to self-regulate, helps self-regulate, and those emotional skills to control.
You have to control yourself.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think one of my proudest moments was when I went to Lake Eola in downtown Orlando, and I saw you and your students perform in front of the entire city. So it was you and the generations that you're impacting, and the talent that was displayed there in this young generation of artists.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Do you think that artists are born, or can you make them? Can you work with anybody? I mean, if they work with me, I think that I didn't even like it, right? I think you can work with anybody.
Yeah. I think it's both. They are born with it, but talent itself is not enough. So maybe there are some people that maybe they were not born with that, that talent, but if they are disciplined and committed, they can, accomplish so many things if there is next to a person that has the talent only, but it doesn't have the discipline. Right. So it's both.
Yeah, and that's a skill that is very important because a lot of our kids right now are coming into the workforce without the discipline
Correct.
that it takes to to perform my job. So entering in this world of music, channeling maybe a passion, a temporary passion like me, to get that skill is always helpful. I mean, to your point, you need discipline, but you need talent. And I found out that I had no talent when talent to be a musician, right? Like when I think that was the last day I played the cello and the piano, and I got a scholarship in I'm originally from Dominican Republic, and I won all the awards in Dominican Republic. I was first cello, but there were only 3 cellists. There were only 3. So the other 2, I intimidated them, and I always got the first prize, right?
Yeah.
But I got actually a scholarship to go to the festival in Puerto Rico. And I saw all the kids from all the continent come there, and that was talent, right? So when I remember auditioning to become like to be part of the like main orchestra, and I didn't make it, I was like, okay,
that's it.
I had the discipline and I had the showmanship for 3 cellists in the Dominican Republic, but I don't think I will go very far. And that was a big lesson for me, because if you have to have talent, I had the discipline. I sat down, but I didn't have probably the talent to compete with these kids that started maybe when they were 4. I started the cello when I was 13.
Okay.
So I had a lot to catch up. So I was not good. But as you said, the benefits of music and music education, like stay with you for the rest. So tell us about your programs. Like, how do you like start the journey with a child that starting music with you?
Well, I teach piano, beginner piano, and voice. So, for example, if it all depends of the ages, because if it's a kid I prefer to start when they are 4 years old. Is a good age. And if I have a teenager, it's a different approach. For example, the kids are very dynamic and energetic. So to sit them down for half an hour with a book, it's really challenging. But I have been surprised with a lot of kids that are 4 years old and they are so focused like an adult. And that's where I see that they are born with the talent. They already know what they want. And some of them, they might like it, but they need other things. Like, for example, if I feel them when they are tired of reading music, and I stop and I do something else to distract them and to get them engaged again. It's different. It depends on the child.
And how would a parent know if the child is ready to start a music class?
All the parents want the kids to start music right away. They all want, that's what I see, because that's a normal feeling. They all want them to be artists, and they want them to learn an instrument. They feel proud. I just have to check the child and see the commitment that he has. So I try them for a while. Some are very easy and they commit right away the first lesson. And some of them, it takes me some times. And it might be that piano, when they first get the piano, they thought, oh, this is the love of my life, the piano. And along the way, they realize, oh, no, I don't want the piano. I want the... exactly, the cello, for example. Yeah. They have to fall in love with the instrument. There's no way it's just a love at first sight.
Well, but give us like an insight or behind the scene in the opera world. I've heard, I'm a frustrated musician, you could say by that, or with those years of studying. I heard that every musician that has a personality or is drawn to a specific instrument, right? Like if you're a cellist, if you're a violin, is that true?
That's true.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody has their own personality. Well, yeah.
Like how are like violin players, for example? Is that like another episode?
That's another episode. Yeah. But for example, I can speak for my instrument that is the voice, that all opera singers, we are all the same. And when
Really?
when we,
Like,
yeah,
why? How?
no, we are very like careful with our voices. And if we see a person sneezing, close to us, we get so scared, and we are always like thinking, oh my God, I cannot get sick, because we live through our voices. Our job is to sing. So, I don't know, if it's cold, we have to put a scarf, or we cannot talk too much. During the day, if we have to perform, we have to sleep, we have to eat right. So it's so many things that we are concerned.
That's amazing.
It is.
How does it feel to be performing in front of an audience now, like as an artist? You made it. You achieved your life dream. You came to this country to pursue that, and you did it. I couldn't be more proud of you. When one woman wins, everybody wins. But how does it feel now when you're all those dresses and fancy and singing?
Amazing. I love it. I love it. It's being on stage is an amazing feeling. And sometimes, you have to make sacrifices. The rehearsals sometimes are difficult because you have your other job to do. And then you have to go to rehearsal late at night, and you might feel tired. But once you are in the theater and you put the costume on and you develop, you start and realizing, okay, I need to be my character for tonight. And you sing with all your colleagues. It's an amazing, powerful feeling.
Wow. Well, we're going to hear some of the clips of your performances, so that as a treat to our audience here and our subscribers in Young Innovators. But if you're a parent looking for how can you start your child in this journey, well, you got the episode right here. Just contact Miss Mariangel and her team if you want more information about how they can bring that magic to your home. And I hope that everybody has that opportunity to incorporate music into their life starting in early childhood. And if you like this episode, please like and subscribe to Raising Innovators. We are on a mission to raise the next generation of innovators. Let's keep singing.